is a traffic jam, traffic jam,
This, that, and the third.
traffic jam, traffic jam, traffic jam.
Doing this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. Doing this, that, and the third.
And now, for everybody's favorite topic on this and the third, and that is none other than relationships. So, Miss Rici, what's topping off our relationship segment this week? How
Okay.
can I help?
So I was listening. This is the letter to Kendra on WGCI.
Strawberry?
No, not the strawberry letter.
Peach?
No, it's on WGCI.
Kumquat?
Leave me alone, okay? So this woman is dating a guy.
G-spot. It has a name.
No, it's not the G spot. The G spot is when she gives like her
Advice?
No, like what's going on
Rundown?
in the entertainment.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. My bad.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Kendra. Take this picture for me.
Um,
What up to Lynn Solar just joined on live. What up, baby?
So look, this woman is dating this guy. They've been dating for years, on and off, right? She really loves him, but she knows he goes back and forth to his baby mama, right? You know, his child's mother. So here's the thing. Now she's pregnant, right? And she really wants a relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
He says,
Can't do it.
right, but if you're open to it, you know, like, I want to be with you. I can take care of you, take care of the house, take care of everything. But I'm also going to be taking care of everything over here, too.
Is this Country Wayne?
No.
That sounds like some Country Wayne shit.
No.
Okay.
So her thing is, what should she do?
Well, first of all, who's she pregnant by?
Some guy.
I'm just saying. Do we know that this is his child? You know what I'm saying? Because if he's been dipping back, you know, women, y'all are like that. She might have been dipping as well. So who's to say that this is his
Well,
motherfucking kid?
I don't think she has up until this point.
Well, I think she has. What the fuck? These are opinions. How do we know she hasn't? That's all I'm saying. If you know that this nigga is steady dipping back to his BM, you're not gonna do nothing about that. You're just gonna lay there, wait and wait.
Some do.
Okay, well, let's imagine that's the case.
Yeah.
So this is his baby,
Yeah.
and now he's saying abort mission?
No,
Or
he's saying
we just not gonna be together,
He's
but we can
saying,
have a
cool,
child.
baby, but understand that I'm involved in two relationships. This is a polyamorous thing at this
Situation.
point.
Yeah.
Are you willing to be down with that?
Right. And her response is, ask Kendra.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Lost Boys taught us in the 90s, I can't escape this life that I'm living. I'm in the mix, I'm in love with two women. And we talked about it on the last episode. Men are supposed to be polyamorous naturally. So just get with the program. Like, fuck your feelings, man. What's best for that child? For the father and the mother to be in that child's life. Therefore, you have to put your pride to the side and just be baby mama number 2. And look how well it's going for baby mama number 1. You know what I'm saying? Now you and her can, you know, be what's it called? Kissing
Sister wives.
Sister wives. Y'all can be sister wives. Y'all can help watch each other's kids when he's dating the other one or taking the other one out. Bam. Y'all can make this a non-traditional or new traditional family, G. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to think that, oh, it has to be beef or it has to be a line drawn in the sand or you have to choose one of us, man, he's choosing himself. He's choosing himself, he's choosing his children, and that's okay. And he's telling you that shit up front, as opposed to telling you one thing, selling you a dream, and then his actions speaking louder than words, and now y'all got all this confusion in your relationship. I applaud this brother.
Agree.
We need more like him.
Okay, so I'm not gonna take it that far. But I would
Reel it
say, I don't know. I think if once she removes her feelings,
Yeah.
right, then yeah, girl, like Leon said, get your bills paid.
This
Stack
nigga
up.
is offering you a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Right, run it up. But they also pointed out, they were like, well, look at Cassie and Diddy, right? Cassie was with him for like 20 years. I didn't know it was that long.
I didn't know that it was that long either.
But I
She
mean,
was like
on
in
and
her
off,
20s,
right?
goddamn.
On and off.
How old is
here and
Cassie?
there.
40? Mid-30s?
She her age.
That's some R. Kelly shit, bro. He could not have been with her for 20, unless the 20 is off. Maybe he was with her for 10-ish, 12-ish, type shit. Okay. I'm like, yo.
But she was with him all the time, right? And he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then she ended up marrying and having kids and leveling up
Yeah.
on a whole nother level. So basically they were
Do what works for you.
yeah.
Yeah. But if this
But
doesn't
it
work.
has to work for
Yeah,
you.
if this
it
doesn't
don't
work for you, then you know you can't do it. You know you can't commit to it.
Let it go
Bam.
and let him go.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you got in so deep with a nigga who obviously was back and forth between households. Like that's kind of like not fault.
Well, okay, so
not
she
blaming
didn't
her,
know
but
up front because he wasn't up front in the beginning. It wasn't until after,
that's
you
new
know.
information.
It wasn't until
I
after.
thought he was a stand-up,
no,
forthcoming guy.
No.
Ah.
He basically
Nigga.
said, I don't want to have to keep lying to your ass.
Let me let the cat
So
out the
this
bag.
is what it's gonna be if
Okay.
you're gonna stay in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, decisions. Do what your heart tells you to do, man. And if your heart is not in it, you know, don't fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit what happens in the dark will come to light. And the child, man, the child is the only one that suffers when we make these selfish decisions that aren't in the best interest of such. So, do you?
So okay, let's dig into that.
Uh-oh.
So the kid grows up. It's gonna be different for either a girl or a boy.
Type shit.
Right? Growing up, seeing their mother and father in this polyamorous situation where he dipping over here, then he leaves, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, mommy, where daddy at?
Right. FaceTime that nigga. He's not answering. He's with his other family on the west side. I mean, that...
Are you honest about that? Like, do you tell your kids this is what it is, or do you lie, and then when they get grown, they find out, and it's a whole other I got to go to therapy thing because my parents were crazy?
And that's a slippery slope too. One, I just think that what brings you joy? What exacerbates your happiness? You know what I'm saying? What puts you in that mode of this is us? You know what I'm saying? And not saying what society is telling you or leading you to, not saying what your parents taught you or what, you know, your religious beliefs are, what it been, but what works for you in the now. And if you're in tune enough with yourself, you can answer that question. If you kind of just are a follower and do whatever's trending or whatever societal norm suggests, then you might be just on some trial and error type shit. So if you're in tune with yourself and you know that this is what works for us, so we're going to work it, then you can be as forthcoming with that information to your child on an age-appropriate level as necessary. My 5-year-old doesn't know what polyamorous means, so I'm not finna go that route. What I am finna show and narrate is the fact that mommy and daddy both love you and we got good energy with each other. And then as you become a 15-year-old, maybe we'll have more of a conversation in terms of, yes, why you only see me every other day. You know what I'm saying? Or why you can't go on my family vacations with this particular
Look, y'all,
family.
Calvin make that shit sound so easy. It's not gonna go that smooth.
I'm just saying, the short answer...
Because kids in school gonna be like, where your daddy at? I see him out
Nah,
with
but
somebody else.
I would see him being at the parent-teacher conferences, at the games, at the recitals and shit like that. And also on the west side doing the same thing for his other children. You know what I'm saying? And
Except
I
for
saw your
when-
daddy out. Like, that could... What? Fuck? Your daddy in prison. Why you asking me about my daddy? My daddy's a free man. He can do what the fuck he wants. Fuck you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if it works for you, work it. And everything ain't for everybody. Know that.
Okay. Okay, what's the way to tell a woman you're into them without telling them?
Attention. Attention, man. Eye contact. Soft yet appropriate brushes up against. Man, women, like dancing with a woman and being on swole. She loves that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that you can do and you don't have to, not a word was uttered. And she'll know. But I think attention, and attention
one.
comes in different shapes, sizes, and packages. But giving a woman attention, which is all I think people want. People want to be noticed. People want to be heard. People want to be seen and recognized.
Yeah.
And giving her that on a level that is unprecedented, and being the one that she wants the attention from. The unwarranted attention. Oh my God. Oh my stars. You
It's
don't want to
annoying
be
as
that
hell.
guy, bro. None is more when you're that guy. And I'm talking about, yo, take it from your boy. I hear the stories, dog. Motherfucking women do not like the unwanted attention. But when you are the one that they're seeking attention from, like, dog, go hard at that shit. And they will appreciate you all the more for it. What say you?
No, I think attention is
Attention, yeah.
the main thing. And like you said, it depends on how.
Right.
Like, don't blow her up hey, what you doing? You FaceTiming her all day. Like,
Right.
don't do that. But the little subtle things.
Yeah.
I think
and
the less
tease
is
that
more.
motherfucker a little bit.
Because
dog.
then you actually have her wanting to see you or come meet you or
type
be
shit.
with you. Yeah.
Type shit. Sometimes you gotta tease that motherfucker, dog. Like, you don't have to be just so available for her convenience all the time. Like, do something. Be busy, nigga. Like, let her miss you. You know what I'm saying? And don't leave with bread. I hate when niggas be like, man, gee, I got bread, so I'm just gonna go ahead and what now. She's like, got me a goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been cool, but if you would have not led with bread as if she don't have her own, now she like, all right, you a lick, you a plate. I'm
or
finna
even
eat.
like, money is nice, right? But put some thought into it.
Yeah.
And, get something else. You can put money in that or whatever you want to
Right.
do. But I'm just saying, like, the presentation sometimes matters.
Yeah, the thoughtfulness behind, the shit like that. So, I think it was an episode of The Cosby Show. No, actually, it was Martin. It was Martin. And he was on that lingerie shit and trying to, whatever for Gina and do something that was more a present to him, by dressing her sexy how he like her and shit, and the bam. And then he ended up hitting her with that footstool from the lingerie store in the box. And she thought it was a box of lingerie. It's actually that footstool that she was so in love with and fond of from her childhood. Very thoughtful gift. Yeah. And it kind of flipped it because she wasn't expecting it at all and wasn't expecting him to even be mindful like that.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that these women respond to, fellas. So
I agree.
You heard it here first on This and the Third.
I had a question, but then I lost it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
Mommy brain.
that is not a thing, and I don't know
Mommy
why
brain
he
is a thing. Ask
that.
all the mommies. Cakes, is mommy brain a thing?
What does that mean?
El Wu told me. I said, man, yo.
El Wu has been a mom for how long?
We're counting along with her, so I say 14 months. But she was like, yo, Wu This and the Third, remind me by the end of the week because mommy brain. And I was like, oh, okay. Based on context, because I can imagine what the fuck that is. My homegirl just had her shorty. She had mommy brain or pregnant brain during the pregnancy. Now she's still just as dumb or forgetful. And I guess that's mommy brain. Like, it's just a lot going on in the brain of a mom. Cakes, is mommy brain a real thing? Is mommy brain a thing or not?
It is, but I've just never heard that.
Yeah, but you live it. You have mommy brain. What the fuck, bro? Motherfucker gonna tell me, man, I think we should get there at 11:30 for the show. 12, 15.
No, it's 12:05.
I'm just saying, bro, mommy brain. Like, you probably forgot what the fuck Thursday looks like at your house.
No,
I don't have availability to be here at 11:30.
I just have to have things done before I take them to school.
Type shit.
Yeah, it's just so much.
It's a grind. It's a grind. It's so much, which leads to mommy brain.
I will say I do, like, I have to write things down in my planner, like in two places. If it's down in one and not the other, it's not happening.
Wow.
And it's like,
wow.
Oh shit, I did have this to do. And I guess.
That's a lot.
It's not mommy's brain, it's just Rici's brain. Okay.
Moving right along.
Okay, so is there a point or age where marriage is off the table?
A point or age where marriage is off the table for whom?
Guy or girl? Like, do you reach a certain age or just get to the point where you actually are happy with you and like don't need, obviously if you meet someone, you don't mind company.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to go down that road anymore.
Type shit. Mm-hmm. I would say it depends. And that's the case with most of these questions, right? But it's like, just think about it. It depends on the person. I was just talking to my boy the other day. Went to the crib for Halloween. Told you what happened there, but nevertheless, I digress. Had a good time and was talking to my nigga TJ, and I was like, yeah, man, so you got a little boo thing, something, cuffing season, you know what I'm saying, what y'all on? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, y'all, you know what I'm saying, leading towards marriage and whatever. He said, nah, that ain't for me. I said, what? Like, no discussion? She ain't pressing you, nothing? He said, no, we're good. I said, y'all just doing life together. He was like, yeah. He's my age, you know what I'm saying, never been married, nothing. He said, no, I have no kids, I have no desire to get married, got me a girl, we're good. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? If it works for you, work it. Old ass niggas and bitches. You know what I'm saying? Been there, done that, bought a t-shirt, once or twice divorced, and now you meet, you know what I'm saying, your Spaccavelli in your 60s. And it's like, I'm established, I'm doing my thing, she's established, she's doing her thing. We don't really need each other financially and without the bam, but marriage is a business decision. So if we're gonna do that, are we doing prenups? Are we, you know what I'm saying, without the bam? And then if that's the case, do we really need to be married? You know what I'm saying? Or can we just do life together? So I just think that marriage and the reason behind why people get married has changed over the years, and we just have to accept that shit. Like, we gotta procreate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be married to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the person, depends on the couple. I would say for me, I always kind of looked at myself like as a divorcee in my early to mid 30s that, man, let me get like, a decade and a half to, you know what I'm saying, get back to love. And then maybe in my 50s, right? But that scares some women off that have never been married. And I'm like, yeah, I got at least 10 more years before I would even consider marrying anything. And they like, nigga, my eggs. I have to freeze my eggs. I have to get with my mother. Before my mother dies. She needs to see me walk down the aisle. Oh, shit. I'm like, well, maybe we can be friends. Because I've done everything that everybody wants to do. You know what I'm saying? So I have no urgency to get remarried. I have no urgency to have more children. I was just talking to the guys yesterday. Yeah. These niggas are talking vasectomies. Like it's motherfucking runts. Nigga, like, you remember the runts candy? Let me just eat an assortment of candies. These niggas, I'm gonna go get a vasectomy for lunch. Nigga, what? You went to Quiznos and the clinic? Like, niggas be getting vasectomies on some drive-through and get right back to where they was. I said, yo, no. But the way they broke it down kind of made sense. They was like, you can freeze your sperm. Women can freeze their eggs in the now. 30s, 40s, whatever. Now you, no risk. Obviously, risk of STDs, but you know what I'm saying? You don't have the risk of procreating, kids, right? Yeah. Then, your late 40s, your early 50s, you find that one that you like, what the band? Did you take care of your eggs? Did you take care of your sperm? Hey, you see that little 30-year-old broad? You see that little 25-year-old broad? Sarah get that bitch. And she carry y'all child, and then y'all end up having a kid in y'all waning years, but you never had to go through the joys of pregnancy.
Oh, no, yeah.
So it's a whole motherfucking hack and cheat code out here. So is that why they are
getting the vasectomy? They're freezing their sperm?
They were just trying to convince me to get a vasectomy, and they were saying that that's a reason why you can, because you can still have kids even if you get a vasectomy. But they're saying that their wives basically are not with the shits when it comes to birth control, when it comes to the side effects of birth control. They're not going to use a condom on their wife. So they're not
therefore ready to have kids.
Wow. Not either have kids, are done having kids, don't want to have kids.
Oh, yeah, so
it was a combination of niggas talking, but the vast majority of these niggas was staunchly for vasectomies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened to you bitch ass niggas? Like, I wouldn't want, I'm not saying like never, but the concept of fucking and not feeling like, and like what is your, how do you nut? Like, what they say, but they was clearing me up on that. They was like, nah, nigga, you nut regular and what the But I was just feeling like, man, but I know I'm shooting blanks. Like, that would weigh in on the, go ahead, man, just enjoy yourself, man. I ain't made tool. I ain't made vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no manly authority in this situation because nothing will come of this. But again, that's just my, miseducation. That's my miseducation on the subject. I'm learning more about it. But yeah, vasectomies are like a wave with the guys right now, dog.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like, first comes love, then comes marriage, then might not come that berry in that motherfucking baby carriage. You know what I'm saying? This nigga has been snipped and tucked. And they said that it's reversible.
Yeah.
They said it's very reversible, but then they also mentioned, and again, I don't know if this is opinion or fact, they was like, I heard a lot of niggas that get a vasectomy and then get it reversed, end up having twins. How? It's a lot. That's a lot to have to think about and deal with, dog.
So the twin part usually only is because of the woman. I don't know how it would be.
Interesting.
The guy, because the woman either releases she releases multiple eggs, but two separate eggs get fertilized, right? And so you have fraternal twins. Or that one egg breaks into two, right?
And then you have identical twins, okay.
Right, so I don't know about the sperm. Maybe not. But it's interesting. But the in vitro process has been, so that was popular when I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
So women were definitely freezing their eggs, and it was more of a white thing, right? Because they have babies when they're older, when they're financially ready to have a baby.
Yeah.
And
Finances
so-
play a huge factor
part in
in
that.
child rearing and in marriage decisions.
Yeah.
And I think that two young and love broke motherfuckers will get married before two old, established, I like you a lot motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't know if it's too late or not too late. I've seen old ass niggas get married. I've seen young ass people get married. I've seen them work. I've seen them not work so well. What works for you? Like, who are you? Who are y'all together? And what's y'all marriage mission? I definitely believe, and I'm a proponent of marriage. You know what I'm saying? I definitely advocate for marriage. But first and foremost, I advocate for happiness. And I don't think that those two, you know, have to go together or are mutually exclusive. Like, if you're happy, she happy, y'all be happy together. And if y'all two sad ass motherfuckers, y'all probably don't need to be even talking about dating, let alone marriage. Fuck you mean? But what say you? Let us know in the comments below. And I believe that wraps us up for this week's segment of relationships on this week's episode of This and the Third. Literally. Thank you all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of the lifestyle show that gives you life. Be sure to tell a friend that y'all can check us out on all social media and streaming platforms by searching This, That, and the Third, with the third spelled I, like the Roman numeral 3. Once again, it's been a pleasure serving as your host. It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. My lovely co-host with the mostest, Miss Rici Pieci, the one and only. And we are the Undisputed King and Queen of Chicago Podcast. Check us out.
This is a Traffic Jam. Traffic Jam.
This, that, and the third.
Traffic Jam. Traffic Jam.
Doing this, that, and the third.